Hello and welcome to my channel. Today is Monday and I hope you had a great weekend. So today we're going to be working on this very easy Vogue. That is what it is. It's a very easy Vogue. It's V9344 and we're going to be doing view A. And what I'm going to do is I am going to extend this skirt here all the way down to my ankle, and then I'm going to put a slit in the front, and I'm going to be able to wear, some pants or something underneath it, or a skirt. So this is what we're going to be working on. If you're interested in knowing more, stay tuned. Okay, so we're back. So the pattern pieces you're going to need for this outfit, I'm gonna name it a duster now because that's what I'm gonna turn it into. So you need pattern piece number 1, which is your bodice front. You need to cut 2 of these. Pattern piece number 2, which is your bodice back. You need to cut 2 of these. Bodice piece and bodice, you hear me? The skirt back, you're going to need to cut 2 of these. Skirt back, and as you can see, I extended it. I took it down. It's a total of 40 inches long. That's how long I need it. I don't know how long you need it, so you just have to take your measurements to see how long you want to extend yours down. Then pattern piece number 5, which is gonna cut one of these on the fold, and this is the front. It says 1 on the fold because that would have been the skirt. So we're just going to cut 2 because remember we're going to have a split in the middle. So cut 2 of these, and as you can see, I extended this one as well. Then you're going to need your sleeve, and if you noticed, that sleeve, it's a slit in that sleeve there, so that's why you have 2 pieces for the sleeve. So for this part, pattern piece 6, you're going to cut 2 of these, and then the side piece on there, which is the sleeve front, you're going to cut 2 of these as well. And I hope you made all your markings for your items. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started. First, what we need to do is we need to get the bodice pieces, which is piece 1. And that should be right at the bottom because that's where I started. Alright, pattern piece 1. And what you're going to do is, and as you can see, I already pinned mine. Your darts. I've already pinned mine and marked them where I'm going to sew my darts. As you can see, that I always start at the large end and go into the small end of my dart. Some people start at the small end and go down. I don't. So you're going to sew those 2 together. Then while we're over there, you're going to get your back bodice piece, which is pattern piece number 2. Open it out, and you have darts on here as well. I didn't do these darts yet. So what you're going to do, but I did mark them. Put your pin in there. And so from the bottom going up on both of them. Then take your back bodice pieces and take your back bodice pieces once you do your darts, and then you're going to take pattern piece number 1 and sew them together at the shoulder seams. Okay? Sew them together at the shoulder seams. Alright? And I failed to tell you, but you also have darts on the back piece. Okay? You got darts on your back, on the back of your 1 at the top. You got a dart, so make sure you sew those as well. Okay, you sew those. Okay, so now that we have our back piece, front piece, dart sewn all together, and you do not sew the backs together. As you can see, you didn't sew those together. What we're going to do now is you get your bias. And I always make my bias tape. I just made it, and what I did was I creased it on one side. Okay, so you're going to start at the back, your neck edge at the back. Okay, and you start pinning it all the way around till you get to the bottom. Each one around the neck edge till you get to the bottom of each one. You should have 2 bias. So once you do that, what we're going to do now, next is, then you sew that on, then you're going to turn it in, sew it down, and press it. You get that? First, you're going to sew it on there, sew it all the way down. Then, once you get it sewn, cut all that edge off of there, that fullness, cut that off. Then you're going to turn this, turn it to the back, and give it a stitch all the way down. Okay, once you do that, then we'll be back. Okay, so now that we have sewn our binding onto the front, you noticed I've already connected at the side seams. Connected these, front and the back. And now, as you can see, what I have done is connected my fronts. Your pattern, it says right here, center front. So you should have marked that. So what you do is, since that is the center front, what you're going to do is take your center, your right over to your left. Okay? Right over to the left. And then what I did was I gave it a stay stitch down there so it'll stay together. Okay? So you can see the bodice is basically done other than the sleeves. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start working. We're going to put this to the side, and we're going to start working on our front and back skirts. Okay? So what you're going to do is, that's the front. I'm going to grab the back. I like to start at the back and get the back seams all done. Okay? That's how I like to start. So this is the back. Put that over to the side. And you're going to open this out. You're going to have to seam it. So the back has three. Remember that I told you the back has 3 notches? You got to find those notches. Find those 3 notches. You should have 2 on your side seam. That's your 2 and your 3 notches here. So what you're going to do, because you got a zipper pull, and I did not mark that. So I failed to do that. So I'm going to put mine in now. Did not do that. So that's my zipper that starts right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew starting here all the way down. Okay? Once I sew that, then I'm going to grab my front pieces and I'm going to find my 2 notches. That's my sides, right? See? Open that out. Find your 2 notches. That's going to represent your side. Okay? That represents the side. And I have not cut this yet. I'm going to cut it in just a minute. I'd rather have one piece and cut it. So you're going to connect the front and the back together at the sides, 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. What I want to show y'all before I go ahead and finish sewing, I decided in the middle of my project to add pockets. So I got one on. So what I did was, it's really easy to do a pocket. Basically what I did, there's no particular measurement I used, but this one here is like right at 10 inches long. Then I just kind of go straight out, then curve around, then go all the way up. There's no particular, you can make your pocket as deep as you want. Just make sure your hand can fit in there. So basically what you can do is you can just measure and go around by your hand. And then you just put a little snip in there and snip in your dress. Put your skirt together on both sides and snip it so you make sure your pockets are even. Okay? So this is how you add your pockets. I see my snips right there. Okay? I got a snip. So I take the pocket. Now I'm working from the outside, not the inside. This is the outside. So you find your pocket and you find the inside. So you go inside to inside. When you're placing them, you find your notch on there. And then you just place your pocket on there like that. Stitch 5/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way straight down. You do the exact same thing on the other side. You got your notch, match your notch up, make sure you got right size to right side. And you stitch 5/8 of an inch seam allowance straight down. Now, once you get done with that, you're going to pull both of these pockets out like that. Pull them out like that. Then you're going to sew all the way till you get down to where you stitched your pocket. You sew straight down right there. It's probably about 2 inches. I think it's about 2 inches is what I put them down. Yep, about 2 inches. You stop, back tack. Then you start down here where you stopped. Back tack, sew all the way down. Then come back up and sew your pocket in, close it in. Okay? That's how you do a pocket, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have our skirt put together, and as you can see, I got my pockets in. I gave them a nice press, so I got my pockets. Okay, nice pockets. And in the back, as you can see, it's open for my zipper. So now it's time to grab the bodice piece. You grab your bodice, and like I always tell you, what I do is make sure those pockets, if you do your pockets, they're going toward the front when you sew your bodice on here. Make sure they're pointing toward the front, okay? You don't want them pointing toward the back. It's going to give you a weird look, okay? So you get your pins, and you pin those. I always tell you to pin your side seams first. Make sure that pocket is toward the front. Then you connect your side bodice piece to it, okay? Then you work out everything else, okay? You should have notches, but start at my front and my center. I know that is because that's where I crossed over. Okay, that on there. Pin all of these. We're gonna pin all the way around to the back. Okay, all the way around to the back. So when you get done pinning all the way around to the back, you're gonna sew all the way around your waist, 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Once you do that, before you add your zipper, try this on to make sure that it fits. Try it on. Then what I'm going to do is add my zipper, and we're going to come back and add our sleeves. Okay, as you can see, we have the bodice connected. We got our zipper on here. I think I get a little too close, but keeps. Oh Lord. There we go. See, I keep catching that side over there, and anyway, got our zipper on. There we go. And sides on, pockets in. The only thing that is left is the sleeves. So we're going to put this to the side. And we grab our sleeves. You know you got two pieces to your sleeve. Okay? So this is what you got to do for your sleeve. So first what you got to do is you're going to have to you're going to stitch all the way down to, you see that circle there? Here's a circle. As you put these two pieces together. And then there's two large circles. Should be one. So you're going to sew. Let me put my pen there. I'm going to sew from there all the way down to there on both of them. Then what you're going to do, you notice this part is open. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll over, do the roll over method twice. Roll over twice on both of these. Roll over twice because this is what's going to be out. Okay? Then and take and connect the backs together. Okay? Y'all got that? So this is what we're going to do. This is your connected piece. Gonna sew down the top to the circle. Do the double roll over method for this side and this side. Now this side here, you're gonna connect it to the back. Right? 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Gonna do that for both of them, the sleeves, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now that we have our sleeves sewn together, you can see an opening there. And what we're going to do now is you got to make sure you're matching your backs up. Your backs is always the double notches. So make sure you're matching. When you're putting your sleeves in, you got your double notches on the back. See? The double notch. That wasn't right. That would have been a fail. A big failure. So just grab my other sleeve and find my seams. Find both of my seams. Got my pen. And now you find your notches. That's the front notch is one. And then the back notch, it's a double notch. Okay? Double notch. You pin that. Then I go up to the top and I do my circle, and that is the top. Find my circle that's on my sleeve. That's right at the top and in my seam. Everything else you're going to ease in. Okay? Ease it in. Or you can gather it. I'm just going to ease mine in. Ease it in, and got a little extra in there, and I'm not going to gather it. I'm just going to fit it in there. Okay? Make it fit it right in there in that sleeve. You're going to have a lot of extra that's on that sleeve. But just fit that in there. Do a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance on both sides, and we'll be back Oh, and while you're over there, hem the bottom of your dress.